Yes, everybody, is everyone able to hear me? Hope you all guys all are fine. In earlier sessions, we had seen basics of construction process. We had understood each and every individual structural elements, what is beam, what is column, what is footing, and how they are actually being done. Those things we had understood. In today's session, we'll go to the most common and most important work in construction industry. Even though as per schedule, we were supposed to do footing and column. Many of the students have asked to start with brickwork since it is very common. So we'll start. We'll learn to estimate how to estimate a simple 10 by 10 room. We'll calculate what all the materials required, and then we'll move on to rate analysis. So from the last sessions, have you planned any residential buildings or no? Anything? Okay, many of you are joining for the first time. So okay, what we'll do is we'll have a quick revision of what we have done. Okay, is it okay? For 10 minutes, we'll revise whatever we have done in the first and the second class. For others, is it fine? Okay. Yes, this was our first session actually. I hope most of you remember. In this, we have discussed who all were our stakeholders, clients, architects, consultants, different consultants. We have discussed civil engineers, municipal corporations, suppliers, laborers, project management consultants. We had in detail gone what all these people mean to us. So, it's just a part of the revision. We had seen what all the setback rules provided by municipal corporations and what all documents we need to possess for applying for the permission. We had discussed it. Correct? And we have discussed the role of the civil engineer also, site visit, surveying, what all the available resources. You have to take approved plan from architects, structural design from structural engineers, go through each and everything, prepare estimate, and then site watch. We have discussed construction sequence also, that is survey, line out, excavation, PCC, and we have seen all this in detail. Correct? So first we had discussed about line out. I had shown you how to, in the second session, I have shown you how to draw a line out drawing also and how to execute on the site also. Line out, next comes excavation and PCC. Then placing of columns. We had discussed what is the importance of this plus mark that we had done in the drawing, AutoCAD drawing. You had then this is erection, column erection. Then this was about, we had discussed about UCR masonry and also filling. Correct? Soil filling we had discussed, UCR masonry. Then this is our plinth beam level. This was our plinth beam, which we usually provide around 3 feet height from the existing roof level. Then we have discussed brickwork. This is our sill level. Correct? This is your sill. Correct? The thickness of it varies around 2 to 3 inches. After 3 feet of our brickwork, we have discussed this is my sill level. Again, this is lintel level. In this photo, you can see this is lintel level. At this level, we usually provide lintel. Next, we had seen how to get or how to place our lintel, chajjas and lofts and all. So here you can see we are providing a cantilever staircase. So you can see a beam here, correct? The thickness is not so much here, but whereas you can see a beam here, correct? So that was our cantilever beam to support our staircase, which will be showing in the next photograph. This was our actually construction pic we had discussed about. This bottom of the window is our sill level. This is my lintel level. This is my beam level, and this is my slab level. Today we will be discussing how to estimate bricks for this and also cement and sand. Getting? Next we had seen what all this chajja and the shelf bar bendings and all. Next we had seen slab centering. actually, and what are the measurements of each and every plate. This plate, centering plate, it is usually called, measures 2 feet by 2.5 feet. Correct? Then this is how slab bar bending we are discussed. In this photograph, we are seeing a one-way slab, how to identify one-way slab, two-way slab we are discussed. This is electrical conduiting we are discussed. Correct? Then beam, what are the main bars and curtailment bars we are discussed. Then slab concreting. This is the lifting hoist that you are seeing, and this is where this bucket will pour. This bucket is pouring concrete here. This can be seen in this pic. Concrete is being poured. Then this is the mixing machine, transit mixing machine. Then this is how centering is usually provided, support, and this is how it looks after de-shuttering. Once the shuttering is removed, this is how it is done. After 21 days, it is usually done. For 21 days, ponding type of curing is used for curing of slabs. Then staircase, as we had seen in the other part, this is the beam supporting. This beam is usually taken till the next column on the other side. We had discussed. Then this is electrical conduiting, that is cutting in the brickwork and placing it inside. Then plastering we had discussed. This is external plastering. Then 2 coats of external plastering is usually done. Then internal usually 1 coat. We had discussed all this. Then this we had discussed. Water tank we had discussed. That is 4 inch of brickwork. This is actually RC type of water tank. That is where this comes. Otherwise, if you are going for only brickwork of water tank, you will be having 9-inch wall thickness of brickwork. That is double brickwork, and you will not have any bar bending like this. As you can see here, you are having a bar bending, single wall tank and bar bending. Then concrete is poured here like this. Shuttering is done, and in this gap you can see here concrete is being poured. After finishing, after waterproofing and finishing, the tank looks something like this. Then we have discussed about parde and all. This 6-inch at 6-inch spacing we have provided this parde. Then we have discussed about flooring, and then we have discussed about painting, external painting. I hope you guys remember what all the specification for external painting, how many coats of primer and how many coats of paint. Yes, everybody has to reply. External painting. External paint. How many coats of primers are required external? Primer I'm asking. I'm not asking paint. I'm asking primer. Yes, I think only one person is right. That is Aishwarya. 1 coat of primer has to be provided, and upon that we have to provide 2 coats of paint. Yes, right. So I hope it is clear. Then internal. What about internal? How many coats of primer? No, internal actually on the plaster surface we will be providing 3 coats of wall care. That is, after the plaster 3 coats of wall care is done. Then upon that 1 coat of primer, and again 2 coat of paint. I'll repeat, internal paint. After the plaster is done, 3 coats of wall care, 1 coat of primer, and again upon that 2 coat of paint. It is usually done. So I request you all to please note down, otherwise it is difficult to remember. So if possible, please note down. Yes, is it clear? Yes, people who have joined directly in this session, I hope it is clear. If you have any doubts, you can please mail me. Yes, shall we move on to second session, second PPT that we had discussed? Second session we had done upon actually on planning. Is my voice clear to all of you? So in this session, we have discussed about planning a residential building, how to start, how to take setbacks and all. So we have discussed about this, how to get client requirements, bylaws, correct? First, we have discussed about the length and breadth, okay, and then whether the site owner wants to construct it fully or not, and even if the site is cross, it is always better to build a residential buildings in a rectangular shape. Then we have discussed about types of client requirements. We have discussed about different questions that a civil engineer should ask before starting planning of any project. So these are the different questions we have discussed. These are just a model. So you can have many more or many less also. So we have discussed about bylaws, FAR ratio, which is 1.5 presently in residential buildings. And we have discussed about car parking area, that is 5 meter by 3 meter. Setbacks we had provided from this table, and staircase we had discussed 1 meter width is basic necessary, and in case if not possible, then point that is in terms of feet, 2 feet 6 inches minimum possible that we have to provide. Then we had discussed about Vastu, how we can go with the placing of rooms. If you want, you can please go through once again. We have already discussed this. Water tank we usually prefer to provide on the northeast side. Main door we prefer north or east. Kitchen southeast. Master bedroom southwest. Toilet northwest is the best place. If not possible, south or west. Then kids room or the second bedroom in the house, it is always preferred to have in the northwest region. Puja, when I do puja, I should be facing on the east side. Overhead tank is always preferred to have in the southwest end. Septic tank, it is always preferred to a northwest. Staircase, first step, whether it is internal staircase or external staircase, you should have your first step in the direction of south and west. Toilet seating, again, it is commode or Indian, it is always preferred to be along north-south direction. The facing can be north also and south also. As we had discussed about different units required, again we will be discussing today. Then we had gone to planning a simple residential building. This was our first one and this was our second one. We had planned 2 residential buildings, 1 duplex and 1 single floor. Correct? So shall we start today's session now? I hope those who have joined today have got a basic idea of what we have done. If you have any doubt, you can please ask guys. So let us estimate 10 by 10 room. Correct? Can anybody just tell me what may be approximate cost of constructing a 10 by 10 room, including right from foundation till the end of the door of the building? 10 by 10 room I want to estimate. Can anybody guess what may be the total cost? Approximate cost. Yes, can anybody guess? 1800 rupees per square feet. Can you please multiply and tell it for me? Yes, what about others? 2 lakhs, Ravi Kumar, okay. Direct value. Let us say I'm your client and I'm asking you to construct a 10 feet by 10 feet room. So how much will you quote me? Yes, I want others to reply. Yeah? Nishka, Vijay, Girish, Sutej, Gautam, Mallikarjun, Mansoor. I want everybody's reply. You may be wrong, but I want Everyone's reply. Okay, Darshan is saying 1.6 lakhs. Okay. Okay, Nishka is saying 3 lakhs. I don't know with what material he will build a 10 by 10. The cost is very high. Okay, Aishwarya madam is saying 1 to 2 lakhs. 1 to 2 lakhs, the difference amount is very high, madam. There is a difference of 1 lakh in between. You need to be a little more specific. Sumant Kumar, 2,500 square feet. Okay. So most of you are right actually. So you can say the cost of construction varies right from 1500 rupees per square feet to 2250 rupees or 2200 also rupees per square feet. It all depends on the specification of the material that you are going to use. That is, for example, Kamadhenu material will cost you per kg. Kamadhenu steel I am telling will cost you around, let us say, 45 rupees or 47 rupees including GST. If I'm using the same material with Tata Steel, Tata Tiscon if I use, the rate will jump to around 60 to 62 rupees per kg. So per kg around 15 to 16 rupees variation is there, correct? So these things you will understand when you are estimating with particular brand. And if I'm using a vitrified type of flooring, the cost is very low. If the same with if I go to again granite, the cost is very high. So you need to be specific with respect to client's requirement and then plan accordingly. But as we discussed, 1500 to 2200 is the range of estimation per square feet, and this is usually better. It is usually better as a civil engineer to be on safer side and not quote less than 1700 rupees per square feet. I hope you guys are getting 1700 rupees per square feet is what is running now, and it is for vitrified flooring. If you again want it for granite and all, it is always better to have more than 1800 or 1850 is also fine. Correct? So let us move on. So when I say bricks, what comes to your mind first? When I say bricks, what comes to your mind first? Is it red, something rectangular? Correct? So is there any technicality to brick, or it is just something which is red and rectangle? Yes, I want everybody's reply. Is there any technicality, or has anybody told you brick has to be something like this? Any specification is there, or anybody has told you? Yes, first we need to understand that there is a IS code, correct? There is a IS code with the code 1077-1973 with the name Common Burnt Clay Brick Specification. All the bricks which are manufactured should conform to this specification. I hope I am clear. IS 1077-1973 says about common burnt clay brick specifications. Again, these classes are again divided in terms of different compressive strength. Again, you can please check this code 1077, and in most of the cases it is just ensure you have to just ensure that water absorption is not more than 20%. All these tests I will not explain because you have all done this in your concrete and highway labs and basic material testing labs. But actually it is very difficult to ensure water percentage and all in terms of site. So it is always better to have a visual look, correct? So we usually, what you can do is you can knock the brick with your knuckles. If you get a metallic sound, something tung tung, which creates a kind of vibrations, then it shows that it is well burnt. If it is not saying something like tung tung and it's something, it is dumb actually. If I can say the word dumb, dub dub, it will not produce like a metallic sound. Then you can say that it is not actually burnt well. Then you have to always ensure the edges are straight or they are not much broken. One or two bricks, it's okay. If all of the edges, most of the bricks are having edges broken, then you can say that if the edge is not strong, but how can the brick be strong? So it is always better to ensure that the edges are strong, and finishing should be good such that when I say finishing, I say the dimensions of the brick should be according to standards. So standards, if you see in the right side, this is a grab of your IS code book. It is clause number 6.1.2 from IS 1077-1973. So two types of modular bricks are specified to us: 230, 110, height of 70 mm, 230, 110 and height of 30. Wheels. Yes, audio. Yes, is it so for everyone? Is it clear, Bharat? Okay, we'll continue. If anything, please let me know. You can interrupt. So next, what we'll do is you need to understand how to calculate number of bricks. Basically, it is very simple. Can anybody tell me how can I calculate number of bricks? It is basically telling that I have 100 rupees and one chocolate will cost me 1 rupee. Correct? One chocolate will cost me 1 rupee and I have 100 bricks. So how many chocolates I can buy? Am I clear? I want to buy a chocolate which costs me 1 rupees and I have 100 rupees. So how many chocolates I can buy? Basically 100. Correct? I hope you understood the calculation. So what all the inputs that we require? Correct? So first is length we need, length of the brickwork we need, width we need, that is thickness. In most of the cases, double brickwork means it will be 9 inch, and single means it will be usually 4.5 inch. Then we require height, then we require dimension of the brick. Then apart from this, we will be requiring deductions like door, windows, beam, thickness, column, again lintel thickness and all. We will be discussing all this. Then we'll see what is this usual brick size. Basically produced here locally is 9 inch by 4.5 inch by 3 inch. In terms of meter, it comes around 0.23 by 0.11 by 0.0762 meter. I hope it is clear. I want everybody to please note down these values. 9 inch by 4.5 inch and height is 3 inch. 0.23 is again your width is 0.11. Only 0.1 is written here, 0.11, and height is 0.0762 meters. And again, external wall and internal main walls are of thickness 9 inch. Partition walls, which we usually use around bathrooms and toilets, is around 4.5 inch. Okay. Cement mortar ratio usually used is 1.6. In some cases, it can be 1.4 also. In some cases, it is 1.8 also. But it is always preferred to have 1.6, not more than 1:6. Is it clear? I hope it is clear. Input basically required is volume of brickwork and volume of brick. Volume of brickwork LBH. Volume of bricks will get B dash H dash. Is it clear? Yes, not all of you are replying. Yes, again we'll go to calculation. It is simple. Number of bricks is equal to volume of brickwork by volume of one brick. Is it simple? Volume of brickwork is equal to L into B into H. Volume of one brick is equal to L dash into B dash into H dash. Correct? So apart from this, some these things you might have seen, some people might have explained you, or some books might have explained you to consider 10 mm mortar thickness while calculating number of bricks. But I prefer it is better to neglect, because again there will be some wastages of bricks, because we will be using half broken bricks and all in the brickwork people labor will be using. So it is always better to neglect the 10 mm mortar thickness. Many of you might not be understanding what I am talking about, that 10 mm mortar thickness. Yes, I'll be explaining that in detail. Correct? Next one, let us take an example. Yes, please, if you all, it is better if all of you can please sit with your writing pads and pen. Correct? We'll start with an example directly. You'll understand better. 10 feet by 10 feet room I'm having, as we discussed earlier. Clear height is 10 feet. Number of columns are 4 each at one corner. Column size is of 9 inch by 12 inch each. Roof beam depth is 15 inch. Number of doors, one door I'm having, as you can see here, D is denoted for door. one of 3 feet by 7 feet. Number of windows, I am having 2 windows of width 4 feet and height 4 feet. Is it clear? Width 4 feet, height 4 feet. Thickness of the lintel is 6 inch. Wall thickness 9 inch. Correct? When I say clear height 10 feet, it is in to in. That is from the bottom of the floor to the bottom of my slab. The flooring level till your slab bottom. So can anybody tell me what will be the height of my brickwork here? Can anybody just guess what is my height of brickwork? Height of brickwork. I'm not asking length or width or just I want is height. What is the height of brickwork for which I should be calculating my number of bricks? Yes, Suraj is saying 3 feet. I don't think, man, 3 feet because my clear height is 10 feet. Darshan is saying 9.6. I don't know how he arrived at that value, but close. Yes, anybody else? Ajay is saying 9 feet. Gautam is saying again 10 feet. Okay. Yes, this is what your books might have told you. Correct? Clear height is 10 feet. Take 10 feet. But there is a slight twist when I go to site. Correct? We'll see what is that twist. Here, let us understand. Again, as you know, we have a long wall and short wall method. Let us come to this drawing here at the bottom of your right screen. All of you please concentrate here. Can all of you see it clearly? Is it clear? Okay. So as you can see here, 10 feet is my in to in height. Correct? Okay. This is from the top of my floor. This is from the top of my floor till the bottom of my slab. Right? So in this, again, let us say my structure is framed on. When I say framed on, I will be having beam, column, slab, everything. Correct? Beam and column are my frame structure. So when I say frame structure, 7 feet of blockwork will come, as we saw in the earlier pic. As you can see here, 7 feet of blockwork. This is my plinth bottom, right? I hope you are all getting. This is my plinth bottom. This is my lintel bottom. So this height is 7 feet. Clear? This height is 7 feet. Upon this, I will be having lintel, as I have shown here. I will be having lintel here. Correct? And upon this, again I will be having some part of brickwork. Again on this I am having brickwork, and again I will be having beam. Correct? Can you see here? I'll explain once again. Please listen carefully. Can you see my lintel here, which is supporting my chajja? So from lintel bottom till the plinth beam top, my height of the brickwork is 7 feet. And I will deduct this. I don't want lintel height because there I will not be providing brickwork. So I don't want to overestimate the number of bricks. So I will be removing that. And then this much of again brickwork I have to calculate. As per your books, from this bottom till this top, there is again beam here, as you can see. From here till slab bottom, you have to take 10 feet height for your calculation of brickwork. But whereas we are having lintel, whereas we are having this beam. So it is always preferable to deduct these values. So let us come to this one. Let us adopt long wall and short wall method. Correct? So when I say long wall and short wall, here in the left side photographs you can see, we have denoted this as long wall and short wall. Long wall is the one which is dark. Correct? When I say long wall, I will be taking the dimension end to end. In the earlier pic, you can see my end to end dimension is 10 feet. Correct? So for 10 feet on 9 inch, I am adding on this side, and 9 inch I am adding on this side. So the total length will be 11 feet 6 inch. Is it clear? See, the basic reason why I am telling everything in terms of inches, I want you to get accustomed with inch and feet. I know all of you are experts in meter when it comes to meter, but I want all of you to get expert in inches. That is why I am particularly, again we'll shift to meter later, but I want these measurements and all in terms of feet. Is it okay? Am I right that you are not all well versed with feet and inches? Yes, so my basic reason of going with feet and inches is to make you all accustomed with the actual on-field unit. Correct? In small construction, residential, it is always better to have feet, and in basically in government buildings and all, you will be going with meter. So having known your conversion, 1 meter is equal to how much feet, or 1 feet is equal to how much meter, it is always in your hand. You can convert it anytime. But in your textbooks, you might have learnt in meters, so I will go with the feet and inches one. Correct? So as you can see here, 10 feet. So when I add 9 inches here on this side, 9 inches on here on this side, it is total 18 inches. 18 divided by 12 will give me 1.5 feet. So 10 feet plus 1.5 feet is my 11.5 feet. Correct? 0.5 means 6 inches. 1 feet is equal to 12 inches. So 0.5 feet means 6 inches. So you can see 11 feet, 6 inches is my out-to-out dimension. Whereas when I come to short wall, it is 10 feet, because I have to neglect this part. 10 feet on this side, 10 feet on this side. So the total length of brick wall is equal to 11 feet 6 inch, 11 feet 6 inch plus 10 feet short wall. So the total length is equal to 43 feet. Correct? Anybody is having any doubt with this? Total length of brick wall. Yes, any doubt with this? Okay, we'll go to the next one. Let us again calculate total height. Total height of the brick wall is equal to, as we discussed, 7 feet plus 1 feet 8 inch is what is left. As you can see here, 10 feet is in to in. In our problem definition, it has been told that our roof beam depth height is 15 inch. When I say 15 inch, 3 inch above 12 inch, 3 inch more than 12 inch, that is 1 feet 3 inch. 12 inch plus 3 inch is equal to 15 inch, so 1 feet 3 inch. So from this total 10, I have removed 6 inches of lintel, and I have removed 6 inches of 1 feet 3 inches of this. Yeah, I don't know. I think you did not attend earlier classes. That is why this problem. I'll explain once again. 1 feet is equal to 12 inches. Correct? 1 feet is equal to 12 inches. When I say 0.5 feet, so half of this side also, 12 by 2 is equal to 6 inches. I hope it is clear. It is just conversion. You can please text me later. I'll tell you. Again, so from this 10 actually, as you can see here, the unshaded part, that is clear part, is what is your brick wall. So this much of height here and this much of height. The leftover height is here 1 feet 8 inch. So here it is 7 feet. Is it clear? Yes guys, is it clear? We have taken total length, we have taken total height. Again, please be specific about this roof beam dimensions, lintel dimensions. In some cases, lintel dimensions in big buildings, it can be 8 inches also, or in small buildings, it can be 4 inches also. You have to be clear about what you are going to provide. You have to know these dimensions beforehand, before estimating it, so that you will be able to exactly estimate it. Is it clear guys? Total length and total height of the brick wall. Yes, any doubt you can please ask me in this length and width. I think it is simple. Anybody can understand. Now let us go to next one. Thickness of the brick wall, as it has been shown here. Thickness, it is constantly 9 inches. Correct? On all the sides it is 9 inches. So we'll take 9 inches as it is. Next one. Volume of brickwork is 43. That is L. Please listen here. It is important. 43 length into 8 feet, this 8 feet height I am taking, into 8 feet plus 8 by 12. Can anybody tell me what is this 8 by 12? I could have done 8.8, but I have not done 8.8, but I have done 8 plus 8 by 12. Why it is? Can anybody just tell me? Why I have to divide by, yeah, actually it is feet conversion. Yes, most of you are right. It is feet conversion. As my all the dimensions in this one are in feet, and I want my total unit to be in cubic feet, I have to see that all these dimensions are in feet. So as you can see here, it is 8 feet 8 inches. So as I know, 1 feet is equal to 12 inches. To convert this 8 inch, I am dividing this by 12. So you will be getting around 8.67 if I do this calculation separately. Again, this is my 9 inch of wall thickness. So L, this is my height, this is my thickness. 279.5 CFT is my total brickwork volume, correct? So this, if I have to convert in m cube also, you might have done in your textbook problems. Those things will be in m cube. It can be either in m cube also, or it can be in cubic feet also. Is it clear, guys? Yeah, Suman Kumar 8.66, right? Correct. So next, what are these deductions? As you can see in this building here, what type of deductions do you see here? Deduction is something where my brickwork will not come, where I should not consider brickwork. Yes, what are these deductions? Where I have to do these deductions? Door, window, columns, okay. Junaid nodri na helidde nange vapas correct sequence helida. Yes, my voice is okay. As you can see here, windows are my deductions, doors are my deductions, lintel is my deductions, and also this column. Correct? Why column? Because I am not again going to place brickwork here or bricks here. But in case of load bearing structures, you have no columns and you have to take brickwork as it is. Correct? Am I clear? In frame structure, you will be having columns, so you have to provide deductions, column as show as deductions, whereas in load bearing structures, you will not be having any columns, and those lengths also you have to take it as a total volume of your brickwork. Now let us come to deductions. Correct? Column I am having 4 numbers. 9 inch by 12 inch is my size of the column. 9 inch by 12 inch. I hope it is clear. Plan dimension 9 inch by 12 inch, and I am having 1, 2, 3, 4. Correct? So 4 columns of 9 inch by 12 inch. Again, these are in inch. Correct? These are in inch. To convert it to feet, I have again divided it by 12. And as you know, I am providing height of 8 feet 8 inch. Correct? Why I am not taking 10 feet here? As you can see, my column is right from till top till bottom. But why I am not taking 10 feet fully? Why I am again taking 8 feet 8 feet 8.67 height? Yes, is my question clear? When my total height of the column is, let us say, more than 10 feet, including slab, it will be around 10.5 feet. But whereas my deduction, in deduction, I am taking height is only 8.67 feet. Why? Yes, many of you are telling right actually. Since my volume of brickwork is only 8.67 feet, if I take my volume as height of column as 10 feet, then I am over deducting. Correct? My volume of brickwork is still here only. Correct? It is still here. If I deduct this part also, then I am over deducting. Correct? It is not required. So my volume is up to 8.67 feet. So deduction also should be in 8.67 feet only. Correct? I hope it is clear. Column deductions, numbers you have to take, plan dimension you have to take, then height you have to take. Is it clear, guys? Then door, as per our plan, let us see how many doors I have got. So I have got one door, 3 feet. Here you can see here, I have got one door, one number of size 3 feet by 7 feet. Usually whenever these dimensions are given to you, these are all out to out dimensions. Is it clear? These dimensions are out to out. Correct? So when I come here, so one number, 3 feet by 7 feet, 3 feet width, 7 feet height, 9 inch is your thickness, wall thickness. So 9 inch I'll deduct. So 15.75 CFT. In the same way, windows, these windows also you can deduct. You have to deduct two numbers, 4 feet by 4 feet, 9 inches your thickness, 24 CFT. So all these get added up to 65.73 CFT. Is it clear, guys? All these get added up to 65.73, and as we had calculated earlier, our total brickwork was 279.5. So 279.5 minus 65.73 is equal to 213.77 CFT, or if I want to convert this to M cube, if I want this to be converted to M cube, I have to divide it by 35.2876, 6.06 M cube is my quantity. Yes, am I fast, or is it okay, your understanding? There is nothing much rocket science in this, only have to see what all the carefully see dimensions and numbers. Is it clear? Okay. So can anybody tell me how this 35.2876 comes? Can anybody tell me how this 2, that is 213.77 divided by 35.2876 I have to convert from CFT to M cube, cubic feet to M cube. So how does, or why does this 35.28 come? Yes, anybody? How much is 1 meter is equal to? 1 meter is equal to how much feet? 1 meter is equal to how much feet? Okay, 3.28. Ashia is telling, right? We are discussed in the last class also 3.28. So this CFT is means cubic feet, that is feet into feet into feet, and this M cube means meter into meter into meter. To convert from feet to meter meter meter, I have to multiply this conversion 3 times. You are getting 1 feet, correct? 1 feet. This feet if I replace by meter, it will be 1 by 3.28 meter, correct? 1, if I try to replace this feet one time, it is 1 by 3.28 meter. So if I do it 3 times, it is 3.28 into 3.28 into 3.28, which comes around 35.28, correct? Decimals you can always correct. 6.06 is M cube. Then similarly, volume of one brick, 9 inch by 4.5 inch by 3 inch. So this comes in terms of CFT. Is it clear, guys? So what we did in this slide was we basically calculated deductions, number of columns and its size, number of doors and its size we have calculated, volume, 2 numbers of windows we have calculated. We have calculated total deduction quantity, and this we have deducted from total brickwork quantity. So you are getting this much. In terms of CFT it is this much, in terms of M cube it is this much. So next, in terms of for one brick, so it is 0.703125. So what do you think is my next step? Yes, what do you think is my next step? We'll go through this little later. Yes, 213.77 is my total volume of the brickwork after deduction, and my volume of one brick is 0.0703125. So the total number of bricks required is 3040 numbers. Is it clear, guys? Is it simple? First, what we did, we found out the total length of brickwork. Next, we found out total height of the brickwork, and thickness was given to us as 9 inch, correct? And then we calculated the volume of deductions. We went through all the numbers, all the dimensions, and we calculated total deduction volume. Next, we calculated volume of one brick, which comes around 0.07 m cube, and dividing volume of brickwork divided by volume of one brick, it comes around 3040 numbers. Yes, understood? Yes, I want all the members, all the 33 people to reply. Is it simple? because whenever you try to get into site, owner will always ask you, even before he has started his building, just to check your knowledge, he will always ask you, ಎಷ್ಟು ಇಟ್ಟಂಗಿ ಬೇಕಾಗಬಹುದ್ರಿ, he will always ask you. So it is always better to have one rough calculation in your mind. So much of volume will take so much of brickwork. At the site only, if you are having plan in hand, you can easily calculate in just 2 minutes. Correct? I tell you how that can be done. Okay, we'll go to next part. We have one more method of calculating this volume. It is called as center line method. And in this, we take the dimensions from center to center. As you can see here in the right side bottom, we take all the dimensions right from center of the building, center of the wall, sorry, to the center of wall. So 10 feet 9 inch, since it is square, our room is square. So 4 times 10.75 into 43 feet. It gives 43 feet. So brick height we have already discussed. So it remains same. Volume of brickwork comes same. In some cases it may change, but whereas otherwise it will always remain same in most of the cases. Clear, guys? Next one. We'll see how to calculate cement and sand required for brickwork. Just any doubt you can please ask. I hope you should not have any doubts. It is simple, but if in case if you have any doubt, please ask. So now let us come to M cube. Since you are all now well versed with feet and inches, we'll again come back to meter. So volume of one brick, earlier we had calculated 0.07 something. It was in terms of cubic feet. So in terms of M cube, it comes around 0.00192,786 with the dimension of 0.23 by 0.11 by 0.0762. While calculating number of bricks, we discussed something about 10 mm mortar. What was that 10 mm mortar? What was the 10 mm mortar? Yes, voice is okay? Okay. For placing of brickwork, we basically need mortar. Correct? Mortar is nothing but a cement sand mixture in the ratio of 1:4 or 1:6 or 1:8. Correct? So this 10 mm mortar we assume, or 1 centimeter mortar we assume, it is placed along all the sides or all the 3 sides. So when I increase it by 10 mm, this dimension 0.23 becomes 0.24, 11 becomes 0.12, and this will become 0.0862. This volume is including mortar. Please understand, this is of one brick. This volume is of one brick including 10 mm mortar on 3 sides. I am increasing the dimension on only one side, 0.24, 0.112, sorry, 0.12, and the other side. So this is my thickness of mortar. Now how to get the volume of mortar? So volume of mortar can be got by this volume, which includes brick and mortar, that is 0.0024826, minus volume of one brick, which is around 0.0019278. It comes around this much of M cube, that is 0.000555474 M cube, and this volume of mortar, is for only one brick. Correct? This M cube of mortar, is it clear? This M cube of mortar is for one brick, whereas in our brickwork we have to place 3040 bricks, 3040 bricks we have to place. So for placing 3040 bricks, this is the total M cube of mortar that I need, and this is your dry mortar value, 1.69. I hope it might be little confusing. I'll explain once again. Please listen carefully. After having calculated brick, next what we require is basically cement and sand quantity. So what I'll do is, I know my size of the brick. So what I'll do is I'll calculate one brick volume. Next I need to say, or let us say I need to calculate mortar quantity. To calculate mortar quantity, I need to know how much mortar I am applying. So I am assuming that I am applying 10 mm mortar. In most of the cases at the site it is 10 mm, correct? Its slight variation will be there, but usually it is assumed to be 10 mm. So when I add 10 mm to these, 0.24, 0.11 becomes 0.12, 0.0876 becomes 0.86. So this is the volume of mortar plus brick. This is the volume of brick only. So to get the volume of mortar, so I deduct volume of mortar plus brick minus volume of brick. Volume of brick and volume of brick will go, and only you will be getting volume of mortar. And this volume of mortar, as you can see here, we have taken only one brick. So for one brick it is so much. So for our work of 3040 bricks, the total will become 1.69 m cube. Is it clear, guys? This is the important mortar calculation is the important thing in this. Is it clear? Rest all is just calculation. I hope nobody is sleeping. Yes, Suman Kumar, that is what I am telling you. Volume of one brick is equal to LBH or L dash B dash H dash. Length is 0.23 meter or 9 inch. Then the other dimension is 4.5 inch, that is 0.11, and the other side is 3 inch, which is 0.0762. When I multiply all these three dimensions, I will be getting my volume. Yes, next one. To calculate the quantity of cement, what I am doing is, I have to again refer back to my mortar, cement mortar ratio. Okay, let us assume it is 1:6. When I say 1:6, the first part 1 is my cement, the next part 6 is my proportion of sand. So this 1 is nothing but the first one, 1:6, 1 by 1 plus 6 into volume of mortar that you have got. It is nothing but 0.24 m cube. Is it clear? 1 divided by 1 plus 6, if it is 1:4, then it will be 4 here. If the ratio of mortar mix is 4, then instead of 6 it is 4. So we have taken 1:6 mortar ratio. So here I am having 6, 1 divided by 1.6 into quantity of mortar required. It gives around 0.24 m cube. But one bag of cement is of volume 0.035 m cube. So number of bags will be required divided by volume of one bag. So required is 0.24 m cube divided by divided by one bag volume, which is 0.035. It gives around 6.85 bags. I cannot order for 6.85, so I have to order for 7 bags. In the same way, sand 6 divided by, because sand ratio is 1:6, so 6 is sand. 6 divided by 1 plus 6 into mortar ratio 1.45 m cube. To convert it to CFT, I again, instead of dividing, I multiply this time by 35.28 and I'll be getting 51.17 CFT. So now tell me 51.17 CFT. How many tractors I have to order? Can anybody tell me how many tractors of sand I have to order? Obviously, your client will ask you, just bakery, yes, tractor bakery. So what is your first answer? To reply to this, you need to know the volume of tractor. Am I right? To answer to this volume, you need to know what are the dimensions of tractor. Correct? Tractor trailer dimensions you should be knowing. Yes, can anybody tell me what is the tractor dimensions? Suraj is saying 75 to 100 feet. I'm not sure, man, but you can always check the dimensions of that trailer. It is usually in the range of around, it comes around 60 feet. I'm assuming the length to be 10 feet or basically 8 feet actually. 8 feet of length and 5 feet of width and 1.25 feet of height. It comes around 50 to 60 CFT. Correct? What I mean to say is you need not concentrate much on quantity here. You have to understand how to order. I need 51 CFT. You have to have the knowledge of how much of CFT a particular vehicle carries. Tractor carries, let us say, 50 to 60 CFT. So for 50, I can order one tractor of cement. In the same way, the tipper or trucks that are available in your areas, you need to know the volume. Getting, guys? You need to know the volume of trucks or whatever mode of transport, whether it is tractor or 407 nowadays is used. You need to know the volume of those vehicles. How much of, you need not hesitate. You can directly ask the particular drivers also, or you can, in many cases, I have taken a tape and measured also to get the exact. And you can always consider by 5 to 10%, you can always take that value less also. Yeah, Gautam is saying 4 brass of tipper. You are right, man. 4 brass of that is 400 CFT. 400 CFT is carried by a tipper, and a lorry that you can see, long body lorries you can see of height not more than around 2 feet. Those will be around 3.5 brass. That is 350 CFT. Again, tractors. Again, there are many variations. There are many sizes. It is again 50 to 60 CFT. I hope it is clear, guys. In whatever area you are, whatever this thing, whatever modes of vehicle you use for transport, you need to know the measurement of those vehicles, how much they can carry, and all those things. That will help you in ordering the things. Slight variations will be there, slight mistakes will be happen at the initially, but once you get well versed, you will be okay with that. Clear, guys? Is it okay? Okay, next one. We will go to labor charges. How much of labor cost is involved in constructing? As per this Hubli Road, actually, per square feet, it is not in terms of CFT, whereas in some cases in your SR rates and all, you will see volume is the unit. But here you can see the rate is around 18 rupees per square feet, whether it is 9 inch or 4 inch, so rate almost remains same. Per square feet construction of brickwork costs around 18 rupees per square feet. Total brickwork area is how much? 43 is my length, 8.67 is my height. I hope it is clear. Here we have calculated total length of brickwork 43 feet, total height of the brickwork 8 feet 8 inch. So 43 feet into 8.67 feet gives me 372.8 square feet. Clear? Again, in this deduction, 1 feet of door, 1 feet by 3 feet by 7 feet, that is one number, and again I have deducted these two windows. Again, in this you can add lintel also. I have not added lintel here in the deduction part. Or should I add? Should I add deduction lintel? Again, I need to deduct lintel in this, or have I already deducted? Yes, do I need to deduct or not required to deduct? Yes, everybody has to answer, then only I can understand whether you understood or not. Okay, no need, deducted already. So can anybody tell me where I have deducted this lintel? In which particular dimension, that is in 43 or in 8.67, in which dimension I have deducted lintel? Yes, in 8.67, it is already after the deduction of lintel thickness of 6 inches, correct? So most of you, I hope you have understood. So that much of square feet, and from this I have deducted this much of square feet of doors and windows. So total amount comes around 320 square feet, 373 minus 53, 320 square feet, 18 rupees. So 5,706 rupees is my labor charges. And these labor charges unit also, it will depend on area to area. In some cases it is volume, in some cases it is square feet. Correct? So let us come to conclusion. For constructing 10 feet by 10 feet room having 10 feet height, correct? One number of door is there, two numbers of 4 by 4 windows are there. It will need around 3040 numbers of bricks, sand of 1.45 m³ or 52 CFT, cement of 7 bags, labor of 5760. Is it clear, guys? So if anybody comes to you and says 10 feet by 10 feet I have to construct, how many bricks I require, means now you have an idea to tell, correct? Coming to next one, rate analysis. Rate analysis is nothing but coming at a generalized value. Rate analysis is basically considering all the expenses and coming at a generalized value. Okay, so as you can see here, bricks are my first material. Quantity is 3040 as we have calculated. The present rate of bricks is around 4.5 rupees to 5 rupees. So let us take 5 rupees. Total amount comes up to 15,200. Cement we need 7 bags. Each bag weighs around 50 kg and present rate is going around 370 rupees. Sand 1.5 m³. Can anybody tell me what is the rate of one tractor of cement? One tractor of sand, sorry. What is the rate of one tractor of sand? I want to buy one tractor of sand. Yes, actually Junaid is right. 6,000 rupees, 6 to 7,000 is my rate of sand depending on quality. So for 1 m³, the rate, approximate rate you can take is 3,900. There will be fluctuation in rate for sand. Then again labor, we have calculated meter square. So it is 193.75. Please don't get confused. Here everything is in square feet, correct? This 18 is also in square feet, 320 is also in square feet. So instead of square feet, here it is meter square. So 18 into 10.764 will give you 193, correct? And 29.73 will be coming after dividing 320 by 10.764. So in terms of meter square, it is how much? So total volume is 6.06 m³, as you can see here. As you can see here, it is 6.06 m³ total brickwork, and our total cost has come up to 29,205 is my total cost. So approximately I can say 4,820 rupees per m³, correct? Depending on whatever m³ it is, approximately you can say 4,820 rupees per m³. Then additionally you have to add 10% as your overhead charges, transport, scaffolding, that is formwork, wastage, curing, electricity for curing, and again labor for curing, etc. You can take around 10%. Profits you can take around 10%. And then total after considering these two 20% extra, it comes around 5784 rupees per m³ or 164 rupees per CFT. So now can anybody tell me what is the rate as per our PWD SR? I hope all of you are knowing SR. SR is nothing but schedule of rates. So what does PWD SR say? How much can we charge? Can anybody tell me? Most of you are 6th, so you guys have studied in the present semester. $43,500. What is the unit, man? Yes, anybody else, please fast. What does your SR say? If you have not seen, I request all of you to buy a SR copy from PWD office, or if not, ask your faculty in your colleges, they will be having. So let us go to a grab of PWD SR. So as you can see, KSRB is Karnataka State 6.1, providing and constructing. KS means Karnataka State, it is particularly for this state. If you go for CPWD, that is Central PWD Works, it is different again. Providing, that is providing in means you have to supply all the materials required. Providing means after providing you have to also construct burned brick masonry for basement and superstructure In our case, it is superstructure. It approved quality of non-modular bricks of standard sizes of class designation 3.5 Newton per mm square. This 3.5 Newton per mm square you can see in code book. This is again a class with cement mortar, including cost of materials, labor charges, scaffolding, curing, complete as per specification. And here you can see there are two types of cement mortar. It is 1.8 also and it is 1.6 also, 1:6 also. So as you can see, we have calculated for 1:6. For 1:6, it is 6,187. For 1:8, it is 6,098. Can you see this case? Is it clear? So as per PWD SR, I can charge 6,187. Correct? But whereas I am getting a cost of 5,700 rupees. So that is why you can see in many of the codes that building codes will be there. So in those codes you can see there is always people sorry, people are always quoting for less price. This is the reason. Even though government has provided a higher value, that is higher value of 6,100, my expenses will be around 5,700. So I can always quote a value of up to 5,800, 5,900, even 6,000 also. Correct? Even then I will not be in loss. So that is why you will see people quoting less than the estimated amount in case of government tenders. Correct? Is it clear, guys? Yes or no? All this I have said and done. Again, it will again depend on your labor whether he keeps that mortar joint at 10 mm or 11 mm or 8 mm. It again depends on labor. How much of mortar mix he is using? 1:6 we say, but how much of mortar he will be mixing? That is again in the hands of labor. Correct? So let us take a simple example now. I want all of you to calculate this. 30 by 40, as we usually say, 9 meter by 12 meter plot I am having. I want to construct compound wall on all four sides, each of thickness 4.5 inch. On all the sides, my thickness should be 4.5 inch. That is, we say single wall thickness and height of 4.5 feet. And mortar mix is 1:6. Yes, I want answers for this. 2 minutes you have. Let me see who answers first. Yes, fast guys. Sorry. I hope everyone is trying. Yes, anybody completed? Yes, what about other quantities? I want all the. What about other quantities? I want all the values. Bricks, cement, and sand quantity. Other quantities. Everyone is not replying. What about Girish, Vijay, More, Ishka? What about others? Ajay. Okay, Aman, Darshan, Girish, Karthik, Mahesh, Mubin, Taj, Pallavi, Pooja, Rahul, Shreya, Sumant, Suraj. Many of on you are not replying. Yes, what about other quantities? Bricks, okay. Cement and sand, I need. Sumant, I want exact value, man. I don't want or. You have to order now. You cannot order 7 or 6. You have to tell whether it is 7 or 6. Any one value you have to tell. Yes, what about others? Most of you are not replying. Yes, 8 wax is right. Actually, 8 point something you may get, but 8 is fine. Okay, and 7, I don't think 7, 8 is fine. Bricks, I think you will get in the range of 3,300, in the range of 3,300, even up to 3,400 is also fine. 3,400 is also fine. Many of you are replying separately. Cement ones, brick ones. Please try to give it in one answer, one line, so that it is easy for me to compile. Yeah, fine. Correct. I hope most of you are getting. Yes, is it simple or anything complicated? Yes, is it understandable, simple? Yes, shall we move on? Okay. Can there be any easier way of calculating this? What was your total quantity in terms of CFT? What was your total quantity in terms of your CFT? Yes. What is your total quantity in terms of your CFT? It is length into height into your thickness. My length was 9 meter, 12 meter. You can actually do it exactly. I have just taken it as 30, 40, roughly. I have taken. So 30 plus 30 plus 40 plus 40. 9 meter by 12 meter. If you do in terms of meter, is it clear? 9 plus 9 plus 12 plus 12. 4.5 comes out to be 1.37 meter. 0.11 is my 4.5 inch thickness. Correct. To convert this to CFT, I have written 35 points. Okay, I think you guys are not able to see this. Okay, approximately it comes around this much of CFT. Why I was sharing that is, in the earlier case we had seen this much, right? So we had got around 3040 numbers. So in other terms, can I say, instead of dividing it by 0.07, can I just multiply this by 213? I am taking this out, 1 by 0.37. It comes around 14.22, correct? Is equal to 3040 numbers. So what I am trying to say here, can you just multiply 14.22 with your CFT to arrive at your final number of values, final number of bricks? Are you getting my point? If I am calculating CFT, can I just directly multiply around 14.22 to get my number of bricks? Are you guys getting my point? It is just a shortcut in terms of how can you directly calculate number of bricks. Total CFT, whatever you are calculating, if I multiply with 14.22, approximately I will be getting the number of bricks. Correct? I hope you guys are getting. Yes or no? Yes, again, and what I am trying to tell here is, it is just to reduce your work. Correct? If I am getting CFT, whatever it is, approximately you can multiply it by 14.22 and you will be getting a number of bricks. This again ranges from 13.5 to 14.5. In some cases, people take 14.5. In some cases, wherever it is wastage is less and all, you can take 13.5 also. Is it clear? Okay. So what we'll do next is we'll go on to prepare a sheet to calculate our calculations. Correct? So what Excel sheet will do is once you prepare the sheet, as in you put your formulas and all, it will permanently help you in getting the values faster. Correct? And exact also. So shall we start Google? We will start with Google Sheet. So if you are please using your laptops and all, it is better. You can use Google Sheet. So why I am telling you to use Google Sheets is it is free of cost with available with everyone. So all of you can please log in and open your Google Sheets. You can see here I have typed Google Sheets in my search bar. Then a sheet something like this comes. Go to Google Sheets, you can hit. There are many sheets here. What you can do is you can create new spreadsheet. You can hit here, create new spreadsheet. Everyone is following? I hope everyone is following it. Yes, everyone is able to open. You will get something like this. You will have a new sheet opening like this. Yes, everyone is able to open. Okay, I want you to create a small table. Yes, you want me to zoom or is it visible? Is it visible clearly? Yes, is it visible now? Yes, I want you to create a table like this. I think many of you are not interested in doing this Excel. Many of you are just watching. It will be better for you if you learn both personally also, professionally also. Excel is a very important tool in the present world. You know anything or not, you need to know Excel. Yes, shall we start? Okay, I hope you all create a table like this. We'll start. Description, you can write anything that you understand. I'll just write it as room. We'll take the earlier problem where our length was 43 feet. So to convert that to meter, we'll do everything in terms of meter. So 43 into 0. You can please look at the conversion. Height was 8.67. 8.67 into 0.3048. Thickness is 9 inch. To convert it to feet, divide by 12 into 0.3048 to convert it to meter. So this was our earlier problem. That is first example that we took. To convert to feet to meter, I multiply it by 0.3048. I hope it is clear. Okay, I'll wait. Many of you are asking to wait. I'll wait. Yes, shall we start? Yes, shall we start? Okay. So next, to calculate volume, as we had done earlier, this will be in terms of m cube. This length multiplied by, you can just go on clicking. You can just select and click. So I'm going on top of height and I'll click. So you can automatically see here E4 is coming into F4. You need to have this sign done into F4. Clear? I don't know, E48 came up. Instead of multiplication, I pressed 8, I think. So into F4. I hope it is clear. Please see that. I'll do it again. Please see that you are starting with equal to sign. You are starting with equal to, E is equal to length. You have to go and click on the value itself, not on the length text. You have to click on the value into height into thickness. Is it clear? Then I'll press enter. 7.979176 To reduce it to 2 decimals, I'll go here and press, and to center, I'll go here and do center. So this is the total amount of volume required, that is for brickwork volume. Then we'll go to deductions. I have some deductions, that is one number of door I have. So if you want, you can write here door, one number. Length is that is 3 feet into 0.3048. Height is 7 feet, so equal to 7 into 0.3048. Thickness of the wall is 9 inch, so 9 by 12 into 0.3048. So again, volume of this is, please remember in this you have to take number also into picture here, correct? We will take number also, numbers plus into length into height into thickness, correct? So again, we'll round this off to 2 digits and center it. So my next deduction is windows. Windows, I have two numbers of windows of width 4 feet by 4 feet. Thickness I'll just copy from the top, Control C, Control V. In the same way, I'll calculate, or I'll copy this formula also and calculate here by directly copy pasting. Is it clear, guys? Length is 4 feet by 4 feet, two numbers. Thickness I have just copied from top. Instead of again writing the equation, I have just copied from top. In the same way, I have calculated this volume also by calculating by copying the above formula. If I go and click on this, you can see all these are highlighted. This is multiplied with this into this into this. So much of m cube. Now what we'll do is, you will calculate the total sum of brickwork here. Correct? Please pay attention to the formula I am writing. E is equal to sum, bracket I am opening. You have to select this much part and bracket close. Sum you will get. Again I will copy here and I will paste here. Correct? So now total volume of brickwork is equal to, am I going fast? Or you are understanding? Are you guys understanding? So total volume of brickwork is equal to brickwork volume minus deduction. E is equal to G11 minus M11. So I'll hit enter. So you can see 6.76 m cube is my required volume of brickwork. Correct? So now let us go to bricks. So we have all this will be in terms of m cube. Correct? So length is 0.23, width you can take it as 0.11, 0.0764 is my, so volume I am calculating is equal to length into width into height. Correct? So this is my volume of one brick as we had calculated earlier. So number of bricks required is equal to 6.79 divided by this volume, total volume of the brickwork divided by number of bricks. It will give us 3511. Correct? So we'll round this off 3511. In a similar way, mortar ratio you can calculate. Mortar ratio, mortar requirement, mortar ratio. We usually know it is expressed in terms of 1:6. Correct? So instead of writing 1:6, I'll just write 6. Yes, I'll wait for 1 minute. Hope all of you are following. Meanwhile, I'll just add one more deduction. Columns we have, 4 number of columns we have is equal to 9 inch by 12, 9 by 12 into yes, we'll again start. So columns I have added here, 4 number of columns. The plan dimension is 0.23 by 0.3, 9 inch by 12 inch, which is, as you can see here, 9 by 12 into 0.3048, and in the same way 12 by 12 into 0.308 is the thickness. Height again is 8.67 into 0.3048. So this type of deduction you can go on adding here. Whatever deductions you have, if you have any more doors, any more windows, you can add here. So this will be in terms of deduction. So these are again in terms of M cube. Next, mortar requirement. So tell me how to calculate mortar requirement. If anybody fast? So what we did in terms of while calculating mortar requirement, earlier case, we added 0.1 on all the sides of the brick and again deducted it, correct, from the original brick size. So if you want me to share, I'll just share here. Is it visible, guys? Okay, so what we had done to calculate mortar quantity, we had deducted these two, that is with mortar and without mortar brick size, correct? So instead of doing all this, we have one more factor which will help you again reduce this work. So what we'll do is, we'll go back. What we'll do is, I'll just multiply this volume of brickwork with 0.3. What I'll do, what I've done is, basically I've multiplied this brickwork volume with 0.3. That comes around 1.8 m³ of your mortar, and to calculate cement is equal to, as you know, 1 divided by 1 plus, don't write directly 6, give a reference here, 1 plus 6, this multiplied by 1.8, correct? I hope you guys are getting. Correct. Again, this value now presently is in terms of m³. Correct. This value is presently in terms of m³. To get in terms of bags, what I have to do? We had seen in the presentation. This value 0.3 is now in terms of m³. To get this in number of bags, what I have to do? To get this in terms of number of bags, what I have to do? I have to divide it by volume of one bag. Yes, Suraj is right actually. So what is volume of one bag? divided by 35. It is not 35, man. It is 35 liters, but not 35 m cube. So 35 divided by 1000, 0.035, 7.41 bags. Correct. Ashiya is right. 0.035. So it is 7.41 bags. So similarly, calculate for sand. What I'll do is I'll just copy this. I'll paste here. Instead of 1 by, I'll just write E16. E16 is my mortar ratio. E16 by 1 plus E16 into E17. I'll remove this, divide by 0. I'll give this same format, 1.56 m cube. To convert this to CFT, you can multiply with this much of CFT of sand is required. Correct. So next, what you can do to improvise is, obviously you will not order 7.41. So to go to next value, you have to write round up. It is a function in Google Sheet. Round up, enter bracket, keep all the formula as it is, put a comma at the end, and for 0 places I have to round this up. So if I write this, you can see automatically here it is rounded up to 8. Even though my requirement is only 7.4, I cannot order 7.4. So I am ordering 8 bags. Sand that I will be ordering is 54.87 CFT. Is it clear, guys? So now what we'll do is, I'll tell you the advantages of using this Excel sheet here. Correct? So let us say now we have added 10 feet by 10 feet room. Now you have to again calculate a 10 feet of wall. Again, in this one only, again you have to calculate 10 feet of wall. So let us calculate 10 feet of wall. Length is again 10 into 0.3048. Same height and same thickness I'll keep, and just copy, paste. Correct. So I have 2 more windows. Let us say I have 1 more door and 2 more windows. So I'll just copy this. Correct. I'll just copy the same formula. Correct. This is the only change that I have to make. Correct. Again, you will be having everything ready here. Correct. In case your client cancels these 2 windows, you can directly delete this. You will have ready-made values. How much of cement, how much of sand, and this thing. Correct. Excel will make your life very much better. And the reason why I use Google Sheet is, these Google Sheets you can open, operate from your mobile also. Correct. Lot of expenses and everything I maintain from Google Sheet itself. Because whenever I pay someone, I can directly enter it in my Google Sheet. Correct. So it stays updated. You can open it in PC also, or you can open it in mobile also. Is it clear, guys? So next we all calculated compound wall. Let us see how much this Excel gives for our compound wall. Total length was around 140 feet. So is equal to 140 into 0.3048. Height was 4.5 feet. So 4.5 into 0.3048. Thickness was 4.5 inch. So I'll take 4.5. I don't have any deductions there, so I'll keep everything empty here. Okay, so 6.69 m cube, 3461 bricks I need, mortar ratio 6, this many bags I need. Obviously this has become round up, so 8 point something might have been required, so it has gone up by 9, by 1, that is 9. So, and this one is in terms of m cube, sand, and this one is in terms of CFT. Is it clear, guys? Can you see how simply I calculated by just changing the values? I have everything ready here. Correct. So I hope you understood the importance of creating these Excel sheets for your daily activities when you join for your works and all. These sheets will help you reduce the calculation time also and record keeping also. Yes, if you have any doubts, you can please ask it. I hope we have covered a lot of portion today. Yes, anything else, guys?